So I didn't actually ask you about your pen name. No, I'm not expecting you to let me know what that is, but I know that you've got a pen name, and it's something that I actually wrote an article of. I didn't write. I did a video on pen names. I don't know whether you watched that one or not, but I'll link it in the description below for those who are interested. But I know you've got a pen name and you write some adult content, some erotica. So of course that's personal to yourself. So let's forget the name that you use. Why did you, not why you chose a pen name, that's obvious, but why did you want to write some erotica, and tell me a little bit about it?
Oh, I love it because well, before I was very shy, but I one of my early medium friends are still a close friend of mine. I won't disclose them because they use several different pen names and like secrecy issues, but they were very encouraging, and it was the first time he actually talked to an erotica writer. Because before I saw erotica writers as kind of like really brave creatures, and I'm just admiring them from afar because I'm not that brave. But it was the first time I actually just talked to someone about it, and I realized, oh, they're just a regular, ordinary person, just like me, right? And they really introduced me to the world of writing erotica online, and it just took a lot of the fear away. And I really like erotica because it's so different from my real life, and you can let your fantasies run wild, and it explores sometimes darker parts of yourself or your shadow self, which I really enjoy. um, I think my regular account tends to come off as kind of innocent sometimes, which so erotica, even if everyone was open-minded, I wouldn't write it there because it has a very different vibe. I mean, though, even for my erotica, I find it still tends to be on the sweet side, but not innocent. Of course, it's very self-expressive, which I really like.
Yeah, I think there's a dark side to us all, really. It's just whether you've got the inhibitions to let that go and to kind of express yourself. So I definitely understand what you mean by that, because I've written, I wouldn't say it's erotica, but I've touched on the adult theme on a couple of my articles. And I'm always very conscious, thinking my audience might not appreciate this. And I could actually lose some following because of it, because I don't want to offend anybody. And that's the reason that I'm thinking about possibly having a pen name for myself, because I think I go quite deep in a lot of writing. I'd probably enjoy it. It's always time with me, but yeah, I'm definitely considering that myself as well. Did you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, those were the only two I wrote down. I'm sure there should be more. Okay, I don't know if this is a question or just kind of a remark. This one thing that I find very striking about you, it's a positive thing, is that you get tons and tons of comments, but you still make the time to reply to everyone. Like even on your older articles, you still reply. Like some very popular writers would just maybe reply to their first few and ignore everyone else, which I find discouraging sometimes. So I mean, one reason why we're friends in the first place is because you're so responsive. So it gives us the chance to get to know each other. I really appreciate that. I guess, I don't know if this is a question, more like asking for advice. I mean, my responses tend to be long. They tend to be longer than the person's actual comment. But so, I mean, I don't get a lot of comments. So even I find sometimes I'm starting to have trouble keeping up and just running after comments and replying. Just how do you do it? I mean, your life sounds like a lot busier than mine, but still you manage to make time to reply to everyone. I think that's amazing. Do you have any advice for those of us trying to keep up with our audience?
I brought a motto with me onto the platform, which is stronger together. And I have had a fortunate life, but very grounded. And my parents always drilled into me, no matter what happens to you in your life, always remember your roots, always remember where you come from. So whether I've been on the platform for a month, for 10 years, whether I've got 500 followers or 50,000 followers, everyone who takes the time out of their day to comment, I think deserves a reply, and it's as simple as that. And I do that on my on obviously Medium, on my YouTube, on my Facebook. If you're going to take the time to write, I'm going to take the time to reply. It's as simple as that. And I am more than happy to sacrifice and to do less stories to make sure that I respond to the people. I've said it before, if people invest in me, I'll invest in them. So I appreciate the time people take out of their day to write a comment. And I just feel that there's a massive urge for me to do the same. When I log on to Medium, the first thing I do, obviously I need to check out my publications to see what's going on there. So that's what I do. But once I've checked all that, I'm very fortunate to have such a strong team of editors on both publications. The next thing I do is go to my comments. So I won't write an article. I won't even start. I won't even get some creative ideas until I've responded to every single person. And then sometimes that means that I just neglect writing. I remember when I first joined, I think my first couple of months I was writing between 60 and 80 articles a month. I'm writing about 20 at the moment. And it's because I'm getting more comments, and I feel that I should respond to them, and I enjoy it as well. I think I can't preach everyone to build a community if I'm not doing that myself. I feel that I should lead by example. If I wouldn't say I'm a leader, well, I'm definitely a leader in my outside life. I'm not saying I'm a leader on Medium, but I feel that if people look up to me as well, that I should set a good example. And in my work life, I'm very professional. And I'd like to take an element of that into me with Medium. On YouTube, I try and be a little bit funny if I can, try and get a little bit of personality out if I can. That might not always come across. But even on YouTube, I get less comments, but I still make sure I respond to everyone because I've been grounded. My parents have preached that into me. And I thank them both for that, because I feel that I'm a better person for appreciating the people that take time to invest in me.
Yeah, I noticed it's not just you replying to every comment. I'm someone who comments very often, so I notice like different styles of people's replies to me. While I do appreciate replies from everyone, I mean, except for the odd exception where some writers get kind of sarcastic with me, but those are rare exceptions.
Yeah.
But there's a way to reply. There are certain writers who reply in a way that make you feel especially appreciated. I feel like you're one of those writers. It's one reason why I keep coming back, because I feel very valued as a reader, and you make me feel special too. And I don't know, I'm not sure how you do it, but it just feels good to talk to you, and I look forward to hearing what you say.
Yeah, no, I do think it's important. I really do. I can't stress it enough, and that's probably, if I was giving advice to new writers, and obviously I speak to a lot of new writers, my one advice would be is to build a community around you, to grow a friendship around you, and to live in that bubble for as long as you can. I did write an article about a Medium buddy system a little while ago. I'm not fussed on this follow for follow or read for read. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. It's not for me. But I think finding a community, I class it as a buddy to grow with. But if you can find a community to grow with, I think that's the best way forward. Again, hashtag stronger together. I'm a true believer in that. And also the other thing is, and again, I wrote this recently, sometimes when you're reading the comments that people have put, you can sometimes get inspiration from that, and that can create a story as well. I tend to have, I've got a Remarkable too, and I write some things down once or twice a week. I maybe write 10 or 15 topics of something I want to write about. I generally get about 5 stories out of that. And very often I'm, with my Remarkable, look at my comments, just writing little things out there I can take and make into a story. So I think it's valuable. I feel I've got a real guilt on Medium because I've got so much work in my personal life and so much work on Medium to do. I do not read enough. And I would say probably for every 10 articles I read, I probably only leave one comment, and I probably clap on one person's out of 10 I read. So I've got a really bad habit of reading, not clapping and not commenting, but I have read the article. So I need to kind of take myself off in the corner and have a word with myself about that, because I need to clap and comment more. Because I read I would say for every 10 articles I read, I clap and comment on one. And that's a really bad trait of mine that I need to get out of.
I mean, it's really hard. I mean, you could say my schedule is a lot more free than yours. I'm only technically working part-time. I mean, I say I'm busy, but it's because I spend so much time commenting. It's partly because I'm chatty, but even for me, I do find it hard to keep up with so many people, and my comments can be long. I mean, my comments are more concise on fiction, but it is hard to make the time to not just clap but also comment. It's difficult, and I only am an editor for a pretty small and relaxed pub, and honestly, JF Danskin does most of the work. He's a lot faster than me. I tend to take a long time. So I can't imagine how it's like to have two big thriving publications. I mean, your team of editors are really awesome, but you also need to take time to look at it. And yeah, I know it takes up. Publications are awesome, but as an editor, it takes up so much of your time already. Not to mention,
there is no way I could run my publication without my editors. They are my blood, my veins. They're my heart. They're my lungs. They do a tremendous job, and if any of my editors are watching this, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because again, I guess that's a community as well, you could say, but they probably don't take enough credit for what they do. They're absolutely incredible. So thank you to my editors if you're watching this, and you should be watching it. But if you are, thank you. I actually didn't know that you were an editor. Just give a shout out to that publication again. What publication is it?
Choose Your Own Adventures Collaboration. It's a fiction pub.
Okay. Well, since I want to get into a little bit of fiction, perhaps I should check that one out, and maybe if I submit a request, you might even accept me as a writer, possibly, if I'm good enough. So I'll have to check that one out and see if I can get something over to you in the next month or so, and see if I'm worthy. Hopefully I will be. I shall look forward to your feedback and when I write, and you pick up on my spelling mistakes and what I've done wrong, and give me some creative feedback. So I'll challenge myself to making sure within the next 4 weeks I get something across over to that publication to see if I'm accepted. And if I'm not accepted, I'll just edit out to the video. So
I'm pretty sure JF Danskin, I mean, he's the one who I mean, I do have the power to add people, but you would just comment that you want to be added, or you could even talk directly to us. I mean, JF Danskin already knows you, and I'm pretty sure we would be happy to have you too. And so far everyone who has submitted it has been a fairly experienced fiction writer, but we're welcoming of people who are less experienced with fiction. It's okay. I mean, we're just having a lot of fun and all that. It's there are specific formats, but we're still pretty free in lots of different styles and content.
Yeah, no, I always think it's you should make sure that you've read the submission rules and understand the publication before you actually write. I don't tend to write for a specific publication. I tend to write a story and think, where can that go? But I have written specifically. I wrote for one of Gerald's publications as an example. Something I don't normally write, but I wrote one for him, and I think it was fairly well received. So you know, if I can help out in any way, I certainly can. I don't know how established the publication is, but I will check it out afterwards. And for any of you that are watching this video, please check out that publication as well. I'll link it in the bio down below. We need to support each other, and I know I'm sure they'll welcome new writers with open arms. I didn't want to mention my publication, but new writers, I put it in there somewhere, didn't I? Okay, my friend, well, I think that wraps it up for now. Can I just say thank you very much indeed. I know that a lot of writers who I've spoken to are very apprehensive coming online. It can be daunting, it can be possibly uncomfortable. You know, what is that man going to ask me? What am I going to have to say? So I know it can be daunting. I don't particularly like being on camera myself, believe it or not. But it's a fear I kind of have to get over if I want to continue these conversations. And it's been an interesting, it's been an enjoyable, and it's been a pleasurable conversation. So thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you.